Welcome to the 2024 Paralympic Games. Coming up, the highlights of the latest action here in Paris. Intense competition on the roads for the paracyclists. Class and experience on display at the Stade de France. And the Paracanoe events get underway.
Spectators at the Stade de France were treated to another morning of top-class para-athletics, which featured two 1500 metres finals in the T20 category. Paralympic and world record holder Michael Brannigan of the United States of America was among the favourites in the men's event. Brannigan made a fast start, with Aaron Shorten of Ireland in second. The main threat to Brannigan, Ben Sandilands of Great Britain, was in the middle of the pack. As the race unfolded, Sandilands began to make his challenge. He was third behind Brannigan and Daiki Akai of Japan. The order was changing regularly, and going into the final lap, it was between Brannigan, Sandilands and Undiaga Dieng of Italy. The man to make the big move was Sandilands. In the final 100 metres, he developed a significant advantage. He was heading for gold. A world record time of 3 minutes 45.40 seconds for Sandilands. A fast finish saw Sandro Baessa of Portugal claim the silver, and Brannigan took bronze just in front of Dieng, who fell as he crossed the line. But the race belonged to Ben Sandilands of Great Britain, Paralympic champion and world record holder. Another 1500-metre race followed, this time for women in the T20 class. In this event, Barbara Bieganowska-Zajac of Poland was hoping to take Paralympic Games gold for the fourth time. She'd won at London 2012, Rio 2016 and Tokyo 2020. Bieganowska-Zajac went to the front early on, but had Antonia Keila da Silva Barros of Brazil alongside her. Da Silva Barros had been second in the last two World Championships and was a significant threat. But Bieganowska-Zajac was able to control the race. Going into the final lap, four runners were competing for 3 medals. Behind the front two, Ludmila Danilina of Ukraine and Annabelle Coleman of Australia. In the end, the experience and pace of 43-year-old Bieganowska-Zajac was too much for her rivals. Behind the winner, Danilina of Ukraine took the silver medal, Da Silva Barros of Brazil the bronze. Yet again though, Barbara Bieganowska-Zajac couldn't be beaten over 1500 metres. She was Paralympic champion for the fourth time. Maxime Caraban of Belgium was hoping for another landmark victory in a successful year as he lined up in the men's 100 metres T52 class. Caraban broke the world record in this event back in June and had already taken gold in the 400 metres here in Paris. His main rival seemed to be Sato Tomoki of Japan in lane 4, who took silver behind Caraban in the 400 metres. But with Caraban starting slowly, it was Great Britain's Marcus Perrineau-Daly who had the early lead. Then Caraban found his form and raced to victory. Perrineau-Daly took silver and Tomoki finished third. Roared on by his passionate supporters, Caraban had completed a golden double at Paris 2024. Maxime Caraban of Belgium with victory in a time of 16.70 seconds. Cuba's Amara Durand Elias remains on course to win her 11th Paralympic gold medal after coming safely through round 1 of the women's 200 metres T12 classification. In Paris 2024, she's already collected 2 gold medals in the 100 and 400 metres. And she was the fastest qualifier for the semi-finals in the 200 metres.
To jest mój mój 5. medal Igrzysk Paralimpijskich. Moje emocje są ogromne. Pracowałam na ten sukces bardzo, bardzo długo, przygotowując się do tych igrzysk. Nie ukrywam, że chciałam pobić rekord, ale miałam bardzo mocną rywalkę koło siebie z Brazylii, więc musiałam kontrolować bieg i odpalam się jak na zawsze na końcu swojego dystansu.
Incredible noise, atmosphere. Spurs you on. Spurs you on. Amazing feeling. Amazing feeling. To win a gold medal and a world record as well.
Roland Garros was bathed in sunshine as the women's singles medal matches got underway in the wheelchair tennis. First up, the battle for bronze. Rankings suggested it would be a tight contest as third seed Aniek van Koot of the Netherlands faced fourth seed Wang Ziying of the People's Republic of China. Van Koot had a slow start and Wang took advantage to snatch an early break of serve. And she held on to the advantage for much of the opening set. The Dutch player was on the defensive. She fended off 2 set points in the 9th game, the second by unleashing a ferocious forehand. And that seemed to swing the momentum. Van Koot broke in the next game to level the set at 5-all. She then dominated the tie-break, opening out a raft of set points. Wang saved the first, but Van Koot was clinical on the next to take the tie-break 7-3.
Game in the first set.
She pushed on from there. The second set was very different. Rarely under pressure, Van Koot carved out a 4-1 lead.
Game.
Serving to stay in the match, Wang produced a rangy backhand winner. But Van Koot was too strong. A brutal forehand out of Wang's reach set up the match point. Van Koot sealed it to take a 7-6, 6-1 win, and with it, the bronze medal.
Game, set and match. Van Koot. 2 sets to love. 7-6, 6-1.
I'm relieved that the match is over. I think I played, well, she played really well in the first few games, and I was pretty much messing around and making too many errors. And I'm happy that I got back in there somehow and started to smile and enjoy it as well, and it worked.
Rio was about proving that I could. Tokyo was about proving that I was the best. Yeah, it's about enjoying the moment, doing the best I can.
They gonna remember my name.
I don't think we come here to come second or third or last. We all come here to have our attempt at being a Paralympic champion. I'm here for that reason, and I think everyone else is too, and that's what we've got to watch out for. As a young kid, teenager, outside, on the water, in the outdoors, in the environment, I was instantly addicted to it. Kept at it during my schooling life, and then joined the army, and then obviously got hurt. As I was getting carried along in the stretcher, I said, guys, I'll be fine. I'll go to the Paralympics or something. The incident in Afghanistan, it changed my life forever, and a lot of people would think for the worst. There's a lot of good that's come from it, and definitely given me a different perspective on life, and what is actually a bad day, what is a difficult time. But in the reality of it all, I wouldn't be in this position. I wouldn't be in Paris. I wouldn't be representing my country. It's flourished into this pretty amazing career that I've got.
They gonna remember my name.
Rio, as I crossed the line, I was expecting joy and celebration. But what I actually got was this huge wave of relief. 4 years of literal blood, sweat and tears. All the people that had supported me in that rehabilitation and recovery, from the first bandage that got put on me on the battlefield all the way to the start line. It was just one of those moments where this physical wave of relief that came over, and it was unreal. I'm very honoured to be considered by the athletes as one of the leaders of the group. It's a great honour. There's many legends that have worn that title. Kurt Fearnley, Danielle de Toro, Riley Batt. It's just an amazing sort of crew. The new addition to the family, and We had a bit of a complicated start, so we spent a bit of time in hospital. Didn't get much chance to interact or do much with him, so it's going to be a special games, and there's a bit more meaning to it now.
The first Paracanoe heats at Paris 2024 got the event off to a superb start in the sunshine at Vers-sur-Marne. There were no medals on offer in the various 200-metre heats. However, the winners alone would be rewarded by advancing directly to the finals, with all others moving on to a semi-final instead. It would turn out to be a great day for defending champions. The men's KL1 kayak gold medalist from Tokyo was Hungarian Peter Kish, and he duly took the win in his KL1 heat. In the men's KL2 category, Curtis McGrath of Australia was looking to move towards a third straight Paralympic Games title. His rivals got off to a stronger start, but the experienced McGrath battled back past, and once he was in front, he couldn't be caught. The one everyone wanted to beat in the women's VL2 VAR heats was Great Britain's Emma Wiggs. She also proved too fast for the rest of the field and moved on to the final at the first attempt. There was no defending champion racing in the women's VL3 Paracanoe category, as it's a new addition to the Paralympic Games at Paris 2024. British athlete Hope Gordon on the far side put herself among the list of medal favourites. She won her heat with the fastest time of 58.25 seconds.
Hold your positions.
The men's KL3 looks to be one of the most competitive of the Paracanoe events at Paris 2024. In a thrilling set of heats, Spain's Juan Antonio Valle Gallardo came from behind and took the first win by just 1/100th of a second. Before Australia's Dylan Littlehales surged through a very close pack to beat his KL3 rivals by 2/100ths of a second. The defending champions continued their fine form in the later heats. Charlotte Henshaw of Great Britain took women's KL2 gold in Tokyo, and her performance here strongly suggested that she would take some beating this time around. She started well and only pulled further ahead to advance to the final with an incredible winning margin of almost 10 seconds. Brazil's Fernando Rufino de Paulo is aiming to add a second men's VL2 gold medal to his collection. He'll be fighting for that gold in the final after he paddled clear to win his VL2 heat. Laura Sugar continued to make it a good day for both British paddlers and defending champions. She found a smooth stroke rhythm to power through the water and set a Paralympic Games best time in her women's KL3 heat. And Curtis McGrath was back in action for the final category, wearing the gold and green colours of Australia. The defending men's VL3 gold medalist is also a two-time VL3 world champion. His start wasn't the best, but he gathered momentum to take his second heat triumph of the day, ensuring that he'll be going for gold in 2 of Paris 2024's Paracanoe category finals at Vers-sur-Marne.
Yeah, it went really well. I'm really happy with how it went. It was world-class competition out there, and I'm just glad I was able to bring what we're doing in training and bring it all together and make it work. So I'm very happy that I don't have to do semi-finals. You can feel the heat on my back. There's a lot of people trying to track me down, and in the lead up to these games and the cycle, I haven't been on top of the podium in the V1. So it's something that I want to rectify.
The last boccia match of the Paris 2024 Paralympic Games was to decide who would win the mixed pairs BC3 gold medal. The pair from the Republic of Korea, featuring defending mixed pairs champion and individual gold medalist Jeong-ho Won, would play Hong Kong, China. It would be Tse Tak Hwa who set up the final shot of the first end with his ramp operator and gave Hong Kong, China an early 3-point lead. Jeong helped to put the blue colours closest to the white jack in end 2, pulling South Korea immediately level at 3-3. The third end of 4 didn't have such a high score, but there were certainly high stakes, as the official had to measure to the last millimetre. Hong Kong China's red ball was very slightly closer, giving them the point, and more importantly, the lead going into the final end. South Korea had to get their blues closer than the red with their final shot of end 4. But the red would remain in the better position, meaning that Hong Kong China had sealed the win without needing to throw again. The Republic of Korea took the silver medal, but it was Ho Yuen Kei and Tse Tak Hwa of Hong Kong China who claimed the boccia mixed pairs BC3 gold.
While there was haze over Paris, there was clear intent at the South Paris Arena. In the semi-finals of the women's Class 3 para-table tennis, Shui Zhan of the People's Republic of China played Andela Musinic-Vincetic of Croatia. Shui was the 2 times defending champion. She got off to a perfect start, taking the first game after a tie-break by 12 points to 10. Musinic-Vincetic responded strongly to take the second game convincingly 11-3. The Croatian found her stride and went on to win the next 2 games in succession. She would go on to play for gold. Juliane Wolf of Germany looked relaxed ahead of her semi-final against Ada Husic-Dahlen. The world number 1 from Norway was clearly in the zone as she established an early lead. She took the first game comfortably 11-2. The Norwegian never really looked threatened as she went on to take the match in 3 straight games. Her emotion was clear to see as she booked her place in the final. The gold medal match in the men's Class 1 saw Junior Fernandez of Cuba face Robert Davies of Great Britain. Davies had taken gold in Rio 2016, but missed the Tokyo Games as he was injured. He was looking to reclaim his title here. But Fernandez was confident, and it showed in his play. He took the first game after a tiebreak by 14 points to 12. Davies struggled to find his rhythm, and at 2 games down, gifted the Cuban match point in the third. Composing himself, Fernandez served for gold. And won it. The his first Paralympic title and the first para-table tennis gold for Cuba at the Paris 2024 Games.
Para mí significa lo más grande de mi carrera deportiva. He participado en 3 juegos y en esto alcanzo mi primera corona. No te puedo explicar, es lo más grande que me ha pasado. Y todos los partidos de final son muy apretados. Entrené para llegar a este momento y salió el resultado. Y salió a favor mío, gracias a Dios.
The Paralifting continued with the men's up to 72 kilos event. The athlete who lifts the heaviest weight cleanly wins. Bonnie Gustin from Malaysia is the Paralympic and world record holder, as well as reigning Paralympic champion.
Start.
His first lift of 221 was 12 kilos higher than his newest competitor. Statement of intent from the defending gold medalist. Beksod Jamilov from Uzbekistan failed with his first lift of 210 kilos.
Start.
Second time around, and it was clean. He moved into second place. Italy's Donato Telesca could have moved ahead of the Uzbeki with a lift of 213 kilos.
Start.
The referee said no, but Telesca wasn't happy and issued a lift challenge. The jury agreed with the Italian and the decision was overturned. Telesca into second. Pupone from the People's Republic of China had made a strong start. He was in third, but his final lift could see him move up. 214 kilos, a clean, controlled lift by Hu. Into silver medal position, a huge push on Telesca, who is now bronze. Telesca went just 1 kilo higher at 215 to try to snatch the silver. He eventually completed the lift, but again the referee said no. Another lift challenge was issued, but this time he was unsuccessful. Telesca remained in bronze. No one was close to Gustin, who was already assured of the gold with his round 2 weight. So, with his final lift, he attempted to break his own world record. 232 kilos, an anxious weight, but the referee said it was clean. Soaking up the crowd's applause, Gustin confirmed his status as one of the superstars of the sport. So, Italy's Donato Telesca received the bronze. Pupone from the People's Republic of China won silver. Paralympic champion is Bonnie Gustin from Malaysia.
Paracycling continued at Paris 2024 with the men's C4 and C5 road race. It's an individual event, but as some nations have several riders in the competition, team tactics often come into play. There was an early 2-man breakaway. C4 time trial silver medalist Gatien Le Rousseau, one of 3 French riders in the field, and Martin van der Poel of the Netherlands. An early setback for another Dutch rider, and it was one of the favourites. Daniel Abraham Gebru, C5 gold medalist in the time trial, hitting the barrier. The main body of riders, known as the peloton, soon became split into several sections. The chasing group included 2 more Frenchmen, Kevin Lecomte and Dorian Foulon, both medalists in the time trial, and they were doing their best to upset the rhythm, taking turns on the front to increase the speed before slowing and taking rests. Eventually, Lecomte tried to bridge the gap to the leaders, with the help of Yehor Dementiev of Ukraine, winner of this race back in London 2012. So the 2 became 4 at the front, but with a pair in the breakaway, it was advantage France, the compatriots able to discuss tactics and plan attacks. Van der Poel needed to disrupt the Frenchman and began attacking off the front. But he was soon brought back, only for Le Rousseau to launch an attack of his own. The cat-and-mouse tactics continued over the final kilometres, but as they approached the finish, they were still a foursome. So it would be a sprint to the line. Lecomte was the lead-out rider. But it was the experienced Dementiev who got his tactics right, securing his 4th Paralympic gold medal, finishing ahead of Lecomte, with Van der Poel besting Le Rousseau for 3rd. So bronze goes to Martin van der Poel of the Netherlands, France's Kevin Lecomte took silver, and gold went to Yehor Dementiev of Ukraine. In the women's C4 and C5 race, the big favourite was Great Britain's Sarah Storey, in dark blue on the left. The former para swimmer who switched so successfully to cycling, chasing her 19th Paralympic gold medal. The C5 time trial winner was part of an early breakaway that included several other time trial medalists. Samantha Boccia of the United States, who took C4 gold, and France's Heidi Gauguin, a silver medal winner. Again, the peloton behind was split, and the main chasing group included Marie Patouillet of France, Tokyo 2020 bronze medalist, and Australia's Alana Foster, who came 3rd in the C5 time trial. Bosco was dropped on one of the climbs. Storey, Gauguin and Colombian rider Paula Andrea Ossa Veloza upping the tempo. The American unable to respond. It was far from harmonious in the chasing group, with some riders unable or unwilling to take turns on the front. Swiss rider Franziska Mathilde Dörig frustrated with the lack of response to her elbow flicks, the standard signal in cycling to indicate that someone else should take the lead. In the final kilometre, Gauguin made her move, dropping her British and Colombian rivals. But Storey, one of the strongest and most experienced paracyclists in the world, was equal to the 19-year-old's challenge. She took to the front, and then it was down to who had the power and the heart to race to the line. A magnificent victory for Great Britain's Sarah Storey. So bronze went to Paula Andrea Ossa Veloza of Colombia, silver to Heidi Gauguin of France, and it's a 19th Paralympic gold medal to Sarah Storey.
It's amazing. It's not really something I've actually thought about yet. But no, it's just this morning was the focus on doing the best race I possibly could and seeing what came out of it. And obviously, yeah, it was a win. We have our neighbours here. We have friends from school here. My parents are there, other grandparents, my husband's parents. Just so many people are here, and my coach Gary. So it's just great. It's just really fantastic.
Athletics action at the Stade de France continued with the women's long jump T47 category. And with her first attempt, Chiara Rodriguez of Ecuador set the standard. A jump of 6 metres 5 centimetres for the current world champion was a new Paralympic record. Her main rival was likely to be Anna Grimaldi of New Zealand, who was hoping to claim gold for the 3rd Paralympic Games running. Grimaldi's second attempt of 5 metres 65 meant she was in the silver medal position. In round 3, Petra Luteran of Hungary put herself into contention for a medal. Lutheran's leap of 5 metres 81 meant she was now in second, above Grimaldi. And if Björk Nuremmark of Denmark could go beyond 5.75, Grimaldi would miss out on a medal. A lifetime best jump of 5 metres 76 for Nuremmark, and she had won bronze. Lutheran had one more chance to threaten the lead held by Rodriguez, which she improved on her previous best by jumping 5 metres 85 in the final round. But victory belonged to Chiara Rodriguez of Ecuador, a second gold medal to go alongside the 100 metres she won earlier at Paris 2024. In the women's shot put F12 classification, world record holder Safia Paracanoe emerged to an enthusiastic welcome from the Uzbekistan supporters inside the Stade de France. But she faced tough competition from former champion Assunta Legnante of Italy. Legnante's throw of 14.54 in round 4 gave her the advantage. Paracanoe was in second place, but trailed by almost half a metre as she stepped up for her 5th throw. She was closer to the leader, but a distance of 14 metres 12 meant Paracanoe had taken the silver medal. The gold belonged to Assunta Legnante of Italy. Champion with that winning throw of 14 metres 54 centimetres. In the men's javelin F54 class, victory went to neutral Paralympic athlete Ivan Ravenko. His best throw came in round 3 as he reached a distance of 30.77 metres. The current world champion Edgar Ulises Fuentes Llanes of Mexico finished second with a throw of 30 metres 53. But the Paralympic champion in the men's javelin F54 category was Ivan Ravenko. There were 6 competitors in the men's high jump T64 class. Several of them had medal hopes, including Derek Loxodent of the United States of America. And with the bar at 2 metres 6 centimetres, he had a chance to create a new Paralympic record. Loxodent over, and he could celebrate that new T64 record. But with T44 athletes also in the event, that height wasn't quite good enough for the American to take the gold medal. India's Praveen Kumar had also cleared 2:06. Now he was attempting 2 metres and 8 centimetres. 21-year-old Kumar had won silver in this event as a teenager in Tokyo 2020. Paris, he's become Paralympic champion. Uzbekistan supporters were in full voice again for the men's discus F37, and they had something special to celebrate. 21-year-old Tolibor Yurdashev with a winning throw of 57 metres and 28 centimetres, a lifetime best, and more than 4 metres further than his nearest rival.
My coach always tells me, show your best result today, and nothing else matters. I tried my best, but unfortunately the result was not perfect. However, I felt so much love for my country, India, that I really feel like I've done something important.
Súper contenta, feliz, hice récord paralímpico y eso me emociona bastante y me llena de mucha satisfacción saber que llevo a mi país 2 medallas de oro paralímpicas. Es lo mejor de ganar aquí, todo, absolutamente todo. Gané los 100 metros planos en mi categoría y ahora el salto de longitud, súper contenta.
The United States of America went into their wheelchair basketball semi-final within touching distance of Paralympic history. No team has ever won 3 consecutive golds. Standing in their way, but Canada through to the last 4 for the first time since they won the tournament in 2012. Pat Anderson was the star of that Canada side and remains their key player. The 3-time Paralympic Games champion quickly into his stride. Steve Serio, the heartbeat of Team USA, has 2 goals to his name, and he levelled the scores in a high-quality first quarter. Anderson added 2 baskets in just over a minute to establish a 6-point lead. But Serio struck back with 5 points in the final minute, scoring this field goal, drawing the foul, and sinking the free throw for a 1-point gain. If the first quarter was all about the All-Stars, the second was influenced by those around them, in particular Brian Bell, who had a hot streak of form, adding 13 points in quick succession. Anderson kept Canada in touch. And Robert Hedges hit this just before half-time to reduce the deficit to 8. American fans, though, aware that once ahead, their team are rarely caught. Into the second half, and Serio was content to take a back seat. First, setting up the prolific Bell. And then Jake Williams, the team's leading scorer, finally came to life. Williams carried that form into the final quarter. This shot from distance giving the United States a 23-point lead. An identical effort from the same player stretched it even further. Tight contest had been turned into a procession. The United States cruising to victory by 80 points to 43. They'll face Great Britain in the gold medal match. Canada will play Germany for the bronze.
「人生で一番の目標を達成した瞬間だったので、これ以上ないぐらい幸せだなっていうふうに感じました。すごく長い戦いだったような気がしたので、やっと終わったなっていう感じでほっとしました。初めて、プールに入った時っていうのは、実際そんなに覚えてはいないんですけど、自由に動き回ることができて、で特にこう見えてないで動き回っているとぶつかったり転んだりすることが多かったんですけど、水泳プールの中っていうのはそういうものもなかったので、安全だなっていうふうに思いました。今までは、それこそ東京で金メダルを取るまでっていうのは体力を鍛えてフィジカルで勝つっていうレースを積み重ねてきましたけれども、今回はこのパリに向けては技術力っていうものをしっかりと高めて練習してきましたので、そういう新しい水泳と向き合いながら取り組む大会になるかなというので、新しい気持ちでパリを迎えています。そうだ。自分がいろんなものに挑戦していく中で、軸になっているというか、人生そのものを表現してくれるような舞台だなと思ってます。
In the para-swimming heats at La Défense Arena, Kimura Kaichi of Japan chased a place in the final to back up his Tokyo 2020 victory in the S11 100-metre butterfly. He got into his stroke quickly and was out to an early lead in the first length. This race was swimmers with severe vision impairments. It was a challenge to swim straight and keep a fast time, but Kimura showed his experience, coming in with a time of 1 minute 1.48. He was in the running to secure his second gold medal of Paris 2024. It was a family affair when Mexico's 3 Gutierrez Bermudez brothers lined up alongside Italy's Antonio Fontine for the men's S6 400-metre freestyle. Starting in the pool, the Italian favourite didn't have an advantage off the blocks, but he came up once he got into his stroke. Halfway through the race, Jesus Alberto Gutierrez Bermudez chased Fontine. The Italian cruised home in a comfortable first place. Jesus Alberto and Raul Gutierrez Bermudez were second and third. But Fontine's main rival in the final will be Brazil's Thaleson Henrique Bloch, who finished his heat almost half a pool length ahead of the field. From the People's Republic of China, Guo Jincheng has already won 4 gold medals and 1 silver at these Paralympic Games, breaking world records in the process. In the men's S5 50-metre butterfly heat, he looked on good form to add another medal to his collection. He was off world record time but qualified easily. With his form at these games, all eyes will be on him in the final. In a black hat, the Paralympic debutant from Canada, Sebastian Masabi, announced himself in impressive fashion in the men's S4 50-metre freestyle. Using his right arm and leg, the 19-year-old stormed into first place in Paralympic record time at 36.95 seconds. He'll be on the hunt for his first medal in the final. In the second heat, French great 49-year-old David Smetanine swam his last competitive race. Behind Japan's Suzuki Takayuki and favourite Ami Omer Dadon of Israel, Smetanine placed 5th and the crowd celebrated his long para-swimming career, which began in 1996. In the women's S4 50-metre freestyle heat, Brazil's Lidia Vieira da Cruz swam in the centre lane. With her signature quick start, she pulled a body length in front and stayed there. She hit the wall in Paralympic record time, 38.61 seconds. The Games debutante will now progress to chase her first Paralympic medal. Meanwhile, in the men's S14 100-metre backstroke, defending champion Benjamin Hance from Australia was always going to be hard to catch. He charged into a body-length lead before the turn. And on the home length, he pulled even further ahead. He smashed his own world record with a time of 56.52, setting the stage for a fast final where he'll vie for back-to-back Paralympic gold.
It was pretty comfortable. 55 will happen. Maybe tonight's the night. Maybe tonight's the night. So I train with Ash Delaney, one of the greatest backstrokers in Australian history. He gives me the pathway, and that's what it showed tonight. And yeah, shout out to him. Absolutely, he's really good. I really am grateful for him and what he's done for my career.
It was time for the first gold medal contest in the wheelchair fencing team competitions. Athletes from category A and B were competing against one another in the foil. The women's event had gone to form in the Grand Palais as the top 2 seeds went head-to-head. Hungary, ranked first, were all smiles as they prepared to take on the People's Republic of China. Gu Haiyan had already won 2 medals here in Paris and was going for a third in 3 days. She made a commanding start to put China 5 points to 1 up after the first contest. Each bout ends when a multiple of 5 points has been scored by the leading team, or after 3 minutes. There are 3 fencers in each team. They each take on all the competitors in the other team, so there's a total of 9 bouts. Hungary were trailing 15 points to 3 when Eva Andrea Hadmassi started her second bout. A quite remarkable 17-4 win saw Hungary edge ahead 2019. China won 3 of the next 4 bouts, though, to take control. It was down to Gu to complete the job in bout 9. A commanding victory for China. They'd won gold in Rio, gold in Tokyo, and now took the Paralympic title in Paris. China's men's team were striving to follow in the footsteps of the women. They took on Great Britain in the final. China were the defending champions and had 2 Paris 2024 gold medal winners in their team. But Britain had one of their own, Dimitri Couture. They also had silver medalist Piers Gilliver, who competed second and overturned a 3-point deficit to put Britain 10-7 up. Each team match is finished when a team scores 45 points, or after the 9th bout, so there was a long way to go. China won 4 of the next 6 bouts and were closing in on a 5th consecutive Paralympic gold. Sun Gang went into the 9th bout knowing he needed just 5 points. And although Gilliver made him work hard, Sun was able to get the points required as China won a 6th wheelchair fencing gold medal out of the 10 events staged so far.
Our country values sports, especially sports for disabled people. The national leaders support us very much in all aspects, and we also work very hard.
Brazil were hoping it would be third time lucky in Paris. For the past 2 successive Paralympic Games, they've lost the bronze medal match. Now they were here again. And up against familiar opposition in the People's Republic of China. These two sides met in the pool stages, with China winning 3-1. Xiao Shenghua was on the score sheet that day, and she gave China an early lead here. And if it's not Xiao scoring, then it's normally Wang Chuyan. A quick-fire double, China in control. Brazil needed to find a route back into the match, by any means possible. Danielle Longini's innovative effort didn't catch out China's defence. In fact, it was China's attack that came closest to scoring next. They would have scored a third, had Monica Lima not shown some quick thinking, 2-0 at half-time. Just 7 seconds after the restart, though, China struck again. Xiao with her second, and now they were comfortable. Brazil found themselves chasing the game, and it led to a lack of discipline. They gave away 3 penalties, and Wang scored all of them. 4 in the game for her, 18 in Paris overall, and victory secured. (6-0) the final score, a familiar feeling for Brazil as they finished 4th for a 3rd successive Paralympic Games. China could celebrate though, the bronze medal was theirs.
In para-judo, the preliminary rounds to decide who would go forward to contend for the medals. Under the lights at the Champ de Mars Arena, the crowd were going to be treated to no fewer than 48 contests. The first semi-final on mat 1 was between Seito Yujiro of Japan in white and Lithuania's Osvaldas Brolekis in the men's under 73 kilo J2 category. Seito, the world number 1, already ahead, was able to produce the decisive blow at the halfway stage, rotating Brolekis onto his back. Seito through. Meeting him in the final would either be Uzbekistan's Ushkun Kulembev in white or Georgi Kaldani of Georgia. After 4 minutes, nothing could separate them, so it went to golden score. The first to score would win. This stunning move from Kaldani, handing him the contest. The Georgian's brilliant feat leaving Kulembev breathless. A meeting with Seito awaits. In the women's under 70 kilo J2 semi-finals, the People's Republic of China's Wang Yu in white faced Georgia's Ina Kaldani. It didn't take long for the 27-year-old from China to score. Wang was then able to secure the hold. Just 10 seconds needed to take the win. And she did. Wang through to the final. Facing Wang would be either Brazil's Alana Martins-Maldonado in white or Kazuka Ogawa from Japan. Martins-Maldonado already has 2 Paralympic medals to her name, including a gold from Tokyo. With under 30 seconds to go, this move saw her awarded Ippon, the maximum score which ends the contest. That means she'll go for gold against Wang Yu in the final. Next to the women's under 57 kilo J2 semi-finals.
The first contest was between Kushbekon Kudeva of Uzbekistan and Marta Arcepano of Spain. Arcepano, a three-time Paralympic medalist, found herself behind after 2 minutes. Kudeva maintained her advantage until the end of the contest to go through. The Spaniard will get the chance for bronze in the repechage. Facing Kudeva will be Japan's Hirose Junko after she beat Kazakhstan's Diana Fedosova. Hirose in white ended the match early by scoring the ippon to the delight of the Japanese fans in the stadium. A huge ippon and a huge win. The gold medal match confirmed as Kushbekon Kudeva against Hirose Junko. Finally, the home crowd in Paris were hoping to see a Frenchman in the medal matches, and that's exactly what they got. Unable to contest for the gold, France's Nathan Petit in white took on Daniel Vygozovski of Romania in the repechage. With the crowd right behind Petit, he secured the Wazari and kept Vygozovski in the hold down. The Champ de Mars Arena on their feet, who'll face Osvaldas Balakis later on for the bronze.
More medals would be handed out at the Porte de la Chapelle Arena in the women's up to 61 kilos category of the Paralympic. Shona Akhtamova from Uzbekistan is just 17 years old. The second lift of 114 kilos was a rookie world record, the rookie being athletes under 18 years of age. A great lift and a bright future ahead. From youth to experience, Amalia Perez from Mexico is the current Paralympic champion. Stay. 130 kilos on the bar. 3 white lights signify a clean lift and a 7th Paralympic medal on the cards for the 51-year-old. Onyinyechi Mark of Nigeria was sitting pretty in top spot. For her second lift, she was aiming to smash the Paralympic record. 145 kilos, it was clean, it was controlled, it was almost too easy for the Nigerian. Perez couldn't improve on her second lift, so she stayed in third. Silver medal position, Kui Jianjin of the People's Republic of China increased the weight by 6 kilos for her final lift to 140. She wouldn't catch gold, but another clean lift and a first Paralympic medal was guaranteed. Not content with already breaking the Paralympic record, Mark broke the world record with a third lift, 147. So a fourth attempt, the power lift was allowed. This time, 150 kilos on the bar. She made it look so easy. A new world record for the Nigerian. Incredible. So, Amalia Perez of Mexico won bronze. Kui Jianjin of the People's Republic of China took the silver. The world record holder, Onyinyechi Mark of Nigeria, won the gold medal.
The individual epee competition took centre stage at the Grand Palais, the magnificent setting for the wheelchair fencing programme. A full day of bouts to decide 4 gold medals for male and female fencers in 2 categories. In Category A, competitors have impairments to their lower limbs. In Category B, they have an impairment which affects their balance or fencing arm. 15 points are required for victory, and there were plenty of upsets in the early rounds. Germany's Moritz Schmidt won the gold medal in the Category A men's sabre, but he was well beaten by Artem Manko of Ukraine in the epee round of 16. Points are scored by striking your opponent in the target area. In the epee, that's anywhere above the waist. And in the quarterfinals of the men's Category B event, Zhang Ji of the People's Republic of China was too fast and too accurate for Javan Guizone. The Brazilian won the silver at Tokyo 2020, but he was beaten 15-8 here. And a surprise result to delight the Parisian crowd came in the round of 16 of women's Category A. Brianna Vide of France fought back from 10-8 down to beat Yu Chui Yi of Hong Kong, China, a 7-time Paralympic gold medalist. That victory meant Vide moved into the quarter-finals to face the top seed, Kwon Hyo-kyung of the Republic of Korea.
And there was no upset this time. Kwon delighted to take victory by 15 points to 13. Also heading to the semi-finals in the women's Category B event was the undoubted star of the wheelchair fencing so far. Saesuni Jana of Thailand had already won gold in sabre and foil, and she was too strong for Ukraine's Olena Fedota Isayeva, winning 15-6. Two fencers bidding to stop Jana winning a third gold medal met in the semi-finals. A thrilling contest between Kang Su and Ao Lan Chu, both from the People's Republic of China, lasted more than 11 minutes. Kang finally took the win 15-14. The wheelchair fencing programme concludes with the team epee event.
In the playoff for 7th and 8th positions in the men's wheelchair basketball, Spain were up against host nation France. Both teams hope to end their 2024 Paralympic Games on a high with a victory. France got off to an early lead. Soufiane Mehayoui with a nice finish. The break from Spain, and no one kept an eye on Alejandro Zarzuela. He found Manuel Lorenzo for a 7-4 advantage in their favour. The lead kept changing hands until Ignacio Ortega made it 14-8 to Spain. In the second quarter, France closed in after a superb steal from Alexis Ramani. Great speed, reaction and finish. Spain, though, edged further ahead again. Superb awareness and teamwork from Zarzuela to eventually find Amadou Diallo. Spain were leading 27-21. Two more clean baskets by Mehayoui for France to eat into that Spain lead. At half-time it was 33-28 to Spain. Spain increased that lead to 8 points as Jordi Ruiz linked up well with Zarzuela. As France struggled with their shooting, Spain edged even further ahead. Ortega and Manuel Lorenzo showed great composure to take their points scored to 50. Spain had a 14-point lead going into the final quarter. A great pass from Ramani found Louis Hardouin to take France's total to 45. France's Christophe Carlier did well with this shot as he was off balance. But Spain's superior shooting meant they secured the win and 7th place in the men's wheelchair basketball competition. Final score, Spain 72, France 57.